Hey there, Matt Petrowski here for ISO FileMaker Magazine. In this video, we're taking a look at AgenticFM and how you can get it installed and up and running for your own FileMaker files for being able to use an agent of your choice within FileMaker and have it do all kinds of things within your FileMaker system. But you need to know what needs to be set in order to get it running. Now, first off, if you didn't already download, then you're going to be able to find the plugin at AgenticFM. Now, one thing I'd like to clarify is that the AgenticFM project started as an open source. It has Python scripts and other things that requires you to get things into your environment in order to actually interact with an agent and have it interact with FileMaker. The plugin is a lot easier, and you're going to find that under the plugin link on the website. Now, when you click that, it's going to come up with a little dialog, tell you some things. If you want to skip that, go ahead, you will have clicked continue, and you will arrive on the companion website. There are two of them. There's AgenticFM, which documents the open source project, but then we have the plugin, which is going to tightly integrate with the open source project, which is really pretty cool. What you can do is amazing. So we have the download link. All you're going to do is you're going to go to that, you're going to click it and download. Now what's going to happen is you, of course, will get that to a folder. You already know how downloads work. But you are going to have this right here. Now, the one thing I'd like to point out is that the plugin itself, when there are new updates, you're able to handle those directly within the plugin. They will come up. You can click them. It will download this for you. It will then open the installer for you, and you're able to get it running. This is what you're going to be able to use to install. It's just a simple FileMaker file. And when you open that, it has a big button that says install or reinstall and a launcher. But I want to make sure that you know how to actually launch this beyond what the installer shows, because that's going to be the important part, and that's what we're going to cover right now. All right, so I am now in FileMaker, and what I've done is I've intentionally opened a database that I know little to nothing about. It's just a sample database that I got from DB Services. In fact, they have a custom menu. That's going to be something that's key to know about how the AgenticFM plugin works. But when I switch to their standard menus, this is a menu set that this application has installed, you can see that DB Services puts a little menu in front of the file menu. It's their way to promote, etc. But the key thing here is this is a database that I know nothing about, which I know nothing about your database, so it gives me the opportunity to show you how to walk through setting up the AgenticFM plugin. Now, first off, the installer already installs the plugin for you. It'll come up with a little piece of text that say you may need to restart, but on the first time, you really don't need to restart. You'll probably be able to click the launch, and what will happen is you will have this new window right here. The AgenticFM window is simply just something that sits on your computer that you can pretty much put anywhere. You can move it wherever you want. You can make it as large or as small as you want. It is completely up to you. It is basically like a chat window that you find in all of your conventional clients. Now, the important thing to know about AgenticFM is it does not limit you to just using this particular chat window. In fact, if the chat window is gone and you don't want to see or use the chat window, you are still able to use AgenticFM. That's because AgenticFM is what I call a dual agent capable piece of software. In other words, it will work inside of FileMaker, but you can work with an agent, an LLM, either inside of FileMaker or from outside of FileMaker, and we'll be taking a look at that. Now, the way that you get the chat window to actually show up is you get to choose how you want to integrate this into your FileMaker solution. I could put a button right here and simply use it to open the chat window. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the data viewer here off screen. I'll bring that on screen, and we'll take a look. It's so simple how you get the chat window open. I'm going to click a watch variable, and you are able to put this, again, like I say, anywhere that you want in your FileMaker solution. There are two ways to open the chat window, either with a function or with a script step. I happen to prefer the function. If you type in AGFM, you get all of the different functions that you see that the AgenticFM plugin provides. Most of them you really don't even need to care about. The only one that you're really interested in, and because automatically evaluate is right here, is when I click on this, what we're going to see is when I select that, the chat window is going to come up. So the chat window is simply a result, and I'll turn off the automatically evaluate right here. This one function, AGFM open, and the companion script step are just the ways that you open and close the chat window. Now, conversely, the open actually does close as well. If I evaluate it a second time, you can see the window goes away and the window comes back. So if you want to use the AgenticFM chat window, you are able to do that. But again, I have to reinforce this. You don't have to use the chat window within FileMaker, although it provides a lot of really big advantages, but you can use the external agent that you're already used to, whether it's Codex or whether it's Claude, and again, we'll take a look at that. So I will leave that open now. I can cancel that. I don't need my data viewer anymore. At this point, we have a number of things that need to be set up. A few of them, you do them one time and then that's it. Others deal with the whole of with your FileMaker file. We can see what those items are right here. Is number one, we need a macOS permission. Now, if we go to System Settings and the Privacy and Security, you can see that what it's wanting is accessibility. Now, what accessibility is doing is it simply allows this window to be able to receive keyboard commands. And that would be a keyboard command for like a new chat window, etc. And it's a few little other things. Essentially, you're telling your operating system that you're going to allow FileMaker to be controlled via accessibility. So if we go to our system settings, and that comes up, and then I go to accessibility, and then actually that's not what I want. I need to follow the dialog itself. In fact, if I just click the button right here, it's going to open it for me, or it should. We'll open that, and it'll probably go right to the right place that I need to, and there is accessibility right there. You can see a number of the applications, and one of them that I need to turn on right here is the FileMaker Pro app. So when I turn that on, then that will actually work, and then we can move on to the next settings. All right, so the next two settings that we're going to need to have installed are something that you need to do on pretty much every file. That is because the plugin needs to be able to communicate with the file, and Claris implemented some security settings that may not be on your older files. If we take a look over here at the two remaining things that we need to do, in fact, one of them will initially be yellow on the first time that the plugin runs. The next time it will actually just be possibly in blue, informing you that you'll see this each time that you switch in and out of files if it's not available in that file. In order for the plugin to communicate with the file, we first off want to have this installed, the extended privilege of the FM plugin. Now, this may not be on your older files because what Claris does is Claris adds in new security, but because of backwards compatibility, unless I'm mistaken, if the FM plugin extended privilege is not already in your file, that means that a plugin, any plugin, MBS, Bbox, any of the popular plugins can interact with your file, meaning it doesn't benefit from the enhanced security that Claris has added. And a lot of FileMaker developers maybe they didn't catch the notice or what have you, and they don't turn this on. So this is a good thing to actually turn on because it prevents plugins from being able to do things in files that you don't want them to do if this isn't there. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to go up to the manage, and then we're going to go to the security. And this is something that is on a privilege set basis. Well, actually, once you get the extended privilege into your file, if it's not already there, and anytime that you go up to FileMaker and you create a new file, that extended privilege will be there. And it will say something like validate plugin access, what have you. But I'm pretending this particular file does not have it. I click Advanced Settings. I go to the tab of the extended privileges right there. I can easily click New right here. And then I'm going to type in FM plugin, or I'm going to paste that in. Now, it depends on the security privilege. Now, AgenticFM is a developer-specific plugin. I'm not going to turn this on for data entry or for web or for users or for any other thing. I'm the developer. I'm using AgenticFM. It really only applies to my full access root account. And since I'm the only one that has it, or me and a small team of developers, that's an okay thing to do, is to allow a plugin to interact with my file, which is what AgenticFM needs. As soon as I click OK and I click OK there, we will see that that particular privilege is enabled. So we took care of the system settings with regards to accessibility. We took care of the extended privilege, which will be there and just may need to be enabled if you've got a newer FileMaker file. Now the only other thing that we need is the bridge. Now the bridge is the primary way that the plugin can interact with your FileMaker file. And it's actually really pretty cool because the bridge allows us to have the plugin, and as a byproduct of that, or I should say the primary motivation for that, is to have an agent, a process, an LLM model that can use an agent to interact with FileMaker to do all kinds of things. So we will click copy, and then we'll go over here. Make sure that you have the script selected. Don't be selected over here with this blue line where you're editing steps. You want to make sure you're in the script section, and then you just want to paste. And when you paste that in, that's the only thing that the plugin is going to need in each of the files that you want to use AgenticFM. Now, I won't go through this in great depth, but in essence, this bridge is truly a bridge from an agent into FileMaker. The plugin knows about what's in this script. Can you edit it? You can. I would not suggest it because the plugin does rely on it. Can you disable it and effectively cut off access from the AgenticFM plugin? Yes, you can in multiple ways. In fact, if you ever want to disable access from the plugin and hence any of the models that you choose to use, you can either disable the FM plugin from the privilege set, or if the bridge is installed, you of course could delete this, but in the bridge itself, this is just a regular FileMaker script. If I put in an exit script right here, exit script, all right, this script is simply just going to run a few comments and then it's going to kick out, and the bridge is now not available to the AgenticFM plugin. Not everything hinges on this, but it is the way that the plugin can interact with FileMaker, and it's really pretty cool. All we do is I initially set up some items that gives the plugin the power to interact with FileMaker. If you have any suggestions or ideas as you go through this particular script, you can make them. In fact, there's a way that you can provide feedback with regards to issues, bugs, or even feature requests, and it works like this. In the settings icon, what you have right here, click that, and what that does is it's going to open up all of the different settings, which are covered in another video. Down at the bottom is Send Support Bundle. This is the primary way to report any issues or bugs that you find with the AgenticFM, or make feature requests. If something you're trying to do does not work the way that you expect within the plugin, then please, by all means, you can submit that. But what we have now is a fully capable setup, and all the other videos that you are going to see in this collection of videos about AgenticFM, once those things are set up, you are able to do all of the things that you can see, and that's how you set up and install and get AgenticFM running within your FileMaker files.